Hey friends, let's get moving. You might want to have a blanket close by. We'll be doing some things on our knees a little bit later in class, and that padding might feel super nice for your legs. So let's get started. Standing up, we're going to have the feet about hip distance apart and be in the middle of your practice space so you have room to go on either side. Okay, so to begin, take your left arm up and we're gonna reach the right arm down the right leg. So we're scrunching up the right side, lengthening the left side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come up, back to the middle, and then the right arm comes up and we're gonna side bend to the left. So the left arm is reaching down the left leg, left side body is real scrunched up. Take a deep breath in, feel the ribs extend and expand. And exhale, come back up. Let's do one more on the other side, or one more on each side, I mean. So left arm up, right arm slides down the right leg, bending over to the right. Seeing if we can get some space in between the ribs. Inhale and exhale. Back up. Other side, last time, right arm up. We're gonna lower over to the left. And then deep breath in. Expanding the ribs, exhale. Come back upright. Okay, shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, now balance on your left foot. Bring your right knee up so your thigh is parallel to the ground. You can always have a chair out in front of you to help you with balance if you need that assistance. So trying to keep the left leg as steady as possible. We're gonna take the right knee out to the right, back behind us, and then we're gonna reach the right leg back and over to the left. As we find the ground with the right toes, we're gonna bend both knees in a curtsy. And then we're gonna stand up and plant the right foot over on the right. So now the feet are wider than the hips. The left arm's gonna come up and we're gonna slide the rib cage to the right as we reach up and at an angle with the left hand. And then we're gonna come back to center and start over. So shift your hips over to the left, starting with the top of the left side of the pelvis, press down, and that's gonna help get your right foot up off the ground. Bring your right knee up. Right knee moves out and back. We're coming into that curtsy position. Both knees bend. If you want to do your arms in a curtsy and bow, you can. And then we're going to stand up powerfully and plant the right foot over to the right. The left arm comes up as the ribs shift to the right. So this is different than what we did at first. Okay, we're keeping the right side long and just taking the rib cage over to the right. And then we're going to come back down. Shift the hips to the left, pelvic list, bring your right knee back up, and here we go again. Back into the curtsy. My lord, my lady. Coming back to our wide stance, shift the ribs to the right as you reach up with the left hand. Lower the arm, ribs are back in the center. Now the hips shift over to the left, and here we go. Pelvic list, right knee up. Circle, curtsy, standing up, wide stance, reach up into the right, back to center, hips shift to the left, pushing down through the outer right hip to stand and balance. Here we go, last one, curtsy, straighten up, strong stance, reach up into the right as the ribs shift to the right. Come back to center, shift your hips to the left, push down into the outer right hip to balance, and then plant your right foot underneath your right hip. Take a full breath in and out. Okay, let's see if we can do the same thing on the other side. So here we go. Shift your hips over towards the right. So that's that getting ready for the pelvic list movement. And then the right hip moves down. The left foot picks up and the left knee picks up. And then from here, the left knee circles out and back, and the left foot toes are gonna find the ground on the right side. So we're coming into this curtsy squat. Stand up, left foot powerfully comes into that stance, wide leg stance, and then the right arm reaches up at an angle as the rib cage slides to the left. Come back to center, shift your hips to the right, push down through the right hip, and then left knee comes back to that lifted balance position. And here we go, circling back, curtsy. Stand up, wide stance, right arm reaches, ribs shift to the left, back to center, hips to the right, and then the right outer hip moves down to come into that balance. Circle out, back, curtsy. Stand up, powerful stance, and reach. Back to center. Shift your hips to the right, push down through the right leg, balance, circle, curtsy, strong stance, reach, back to center, hips to the right, right hip down, balancing. Last one, circle, curtsy, your majesty, strong stance, reach, back to center, hips to the right, right hip moves down, and the left foot floats down underneath the left hip. Shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs, shake everything. Shake your tush, shake your shoulders, shake your head. Okay, now let's bring it down. So we're gonna go ahead and come on down to all fours. And this is where you might want your blanket. So we're gonna put the blanket down. Okay, under the knees. And so from here, we're gonna try to keep the elbow creases straight ahead. And let's go ahead and put the right foot up to the outer edge of the right hand. So we're in kind of a really wide lunge position here. This is gonna be our starting position. So from here, you're going to press through your hands, pick the right knee up. So you're coming into this fire hydrant. Circle the right knee back behind you, and similar to the curtsy squat, you're gonna tap the ground on the left side of your body with your right knee. Then you're gonna come back to that starting position with the right foot kissing the right pinky finger, and then you're gonna lift up the arms coming into a lunge, and you're gonna shift your pelvis forward. It's okay if your front knee comes over your front ankle, and then we're gonna take it back, bring the hands down, and again, pick up the right foot, circle the knee around behind you, tap the ground, come back to that lunge, that wide lunge, then lift up and deepen the lunge forward. And again, come back to center, hands down, pick your right foot up, reach it around back, curtsy. This is like an all fours curtsy. Come back to the wide lunge, lift your torso and arms, lunge forward deeper, coming back to hands down. Last one, pick up the right foot. See how far over to the left can you tap your right knee down. Come back to the lunge position, lift up, and lunge forward deeper, and come back, hands on the ground. Right knee steps back, left foot steps forward. So here we go. Left foot is just to the outside of the left pinky finger. And then from here, you're gonna press into your hands for stability, trying to stay honest with those elbow creases pointing forward. Pick the left knee up so you move through that fire hydrant position. As you take the knee back behind you and over to the ground on the right, tap it there, and then come back to the lunge. Lift up your torso, lift up your arms, and then we're gonna deepen the lunge forward. So your pelvis is moving forward, but also your front knee might go forward of your ankle. And then shift back, and then put your hands back down. So we're in starting again. And here we go. Take the left knee up, back, all fours curtsy. This is how maybe like a dog would curtsy. That's what I'm imagining. And then put your left foot back down in the lunge. Lift up, lunge forward, come back to center, hands down, left knee circles around back, curtsy, and I hit the wall. Hopefully you don't hit the wall. Lift up, deepen the lunge. Here we go, back, hands down. Last one, pick that left foot up, reach around behind you, tap the ground, come back to that lunge position. Lift up your torso and arms, deepen the lunge, and come back to center. Lower your arms. You did it. Now, go ahead and get your blanket out of the way if you were using it. And we're gonna come to lie down on our stomachs. Okay, so you want to keep your head lifted away from the ground for this. And so make sure that your neck is in a long and friendly position. Okay, so you could start with your arms out in front of you, and then we're gonna pick the arms up. So even just playing around for a moment with, feel how your body is at rest here. And then feel what turns on when you lift your arms up. And can you notice that those things that are turning on as you lift your arms up are turning on a split second before you lift your arms? That's your core stabilizing you. Isn't that cool? It anticipates the movement of your arms and legs. So go ahead and lift your arms up, feeling that bracing. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees, so we're in like field goal position. And as you do that, you feel your shoulder blades move in and down. And then extend your arms forward again. Now this time, slide your elbows back by your sides and put your palms on the ground. So your palms are just underneath your shoulders. And then you're gonna relax your tush, push into your hands, and lift your torso up any amount. Keep your pelvis on the ground. Then you're gonna look left, look right. Come back to center, lower down. Okay, but your head stays up. Arms go forward, arms go to field goals, arms go forward, and then elbows kiss the sides as the hands plant under the shoulder joints. Push into your hands, lift your torso up any amount, look left, look right. Lower down, keep your head up and neck long. Arms go forward, field goal, or goalposts. Touchdown, arms straight, and then elbows slide into place next to your rib cage, hands under the shoulders. Push your chest away from the ground any amount. Look left, look right. Lower down. Touchdown, arms straight. Goalposts. Touchdown, arms straight. Elbows slide back, hands under the shoulders. Push the chest up. Look left, look right. Last one, lower down. Touchdown. Exhale, goalposts. Inhale, touchdown. Exhale, elbows slide back. Push your hands into the ground, lift your chest up any amount, tushes relaxed. Look left, look right, and lower down. So now make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead on the backs of your hands, and rock your hips a little bit from side to side and breathe. Now from here, let's go ahead and lift up onto our forearms. Forearms in a parallel position here. And notice, I'm gonna move my right arm forward so that you can get a better view of my torso and my rib cage. So I can kind of collapse here. And when I do that, my rib cage is like flaring forward. Or I can keep my ribs in more of a neutral position, which requires my abdomen to work a little bit more. So you're gonna wanna find the balance between those two as we move here. Okay, so for this first part especially, you'll probably want a little bit more engagement, hugging the ribs in a little bit more to help you with stability. And now you're gonna try keeping everything still as you reach your right hand out in front of you any amount. And bring it back. And then left hand and bring it back. Now, here's where you can let it go. Look up, inhale, and then as you exhale, push into the tops of the feet and come into a forearm plank. And then we'll lower back down into our kind of engaged position. Right hand taps, left hand taps. Releasing to look up and exhale. Coming into forearm plank. So you can keep your knees on the ground. That's another variation. And then releasing pelvis and legs back down to the ground. A little bit of engagement still in the ribs. Right hand touches, left hand touches. Relaxing open. Inhale, exhale. Forearm plank. Releasing the hips down. Right hand touches, left hand touches. Letting go through the core a bit. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the hips. Right hand, left hand. Relaxing. Inhale, exhale. Forearms. Last one. Hips down. Right hand, left hand. Opening up. Exhale. Forearm plank and releasing back down. Again, make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead there, and relax for a few breaths. Great. Now from here, go ahead and push yourself up to an all fours position. So walk your knees a bit forward. And we're gonna do a few push-ups as I clean some debris off of my mat. Okay, so let's take the hands pretty wide for this one. Hands are wider than the shoulders. Now, variations. If you keep your knees more underneath your hips, that's gonna more evenly distribute the load between your upper body and your lower body. So it's gonna be less challenge for your arms. If you take your knees back behind your hips and keep your shoulders stacked over your wrists, that's gonna give more load to the upper body. That's where I'm gonna be today, but I want you to find what's kind and choose your own position. It could be one of those extremes or somewhere in between. So we're gonna bend the elbows any amount and exhale, straighten the arms. Any amount. You don't have to get your chest or your nose down to the ground. Just bend your elbows any amount. You could be right here. That's fine. Just two more. Long neck. Last one. Great job. Go ahead and bring your knees forward. And we're gonna shift down to the back now. Oh, the ground. It's so lovely. Okay, so reach your fingers down towards your heels. Make sure that you can kiss your fingers and your heels together. Okay, and then from here, take a breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips away from the ground any amount. Inhale, hips down. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. One more this way. Now this time, go ahead and exhale, lift your hips up, and then see if you can, maybe you just pick up your left heel and your right heel, or maybe you can pick up your left foot and your right foot, or maybe you can tap your left heel forward, right heel forward. So you have 3 variations. Go ahead and relax your hips down, take a breath in, exhale to lift. You choose your variation, left foot, right foot, hips down. Inhale, exhale, hips lift, left foot, right foot. Maybe you experiment and you cycle through the variations. Inhale, exhale to lift, left foot, right foot, hips down, take a breath in, exhale, hips lift. Whichever variation you're choosing, hopefully you can keep your pelvis and everything else pretty still and stable in the center as you take one leg in a different direction or a different movement. Last one, exhale, lift your hips, left foot, right foot, hips down. Take a full breath in and out. Now from here, I'm gonna get my ponytail out of the way. If you have a ponytail in the way, you might wanna move it out of the way so that we can focus a little bit on the neck and head. So, gonna lengthen through the crown of your head. And as you do that, feel your chin tuck. Once you get into that longer neck position, imagine that you're kind of trying to dig your ears into the mat. So you're pushing through the back of your head, but as you're doing that, the front of your neck is pretty relaxed. Take a big breath in and relax. Now, we're gonna turn the head to the right. But in order to do that, we're gonna do it in a very specific way. So you're gonna bring your left ear towards your left shoulder first. And then from there, roll through the back of your head to turn your head to the right. So again, come back to that feeling of reaching up through the crown of the head and the chin tucks. Okay, but here, you're gonna be trying to press the right side of your head into the ground. Now, as you do that, hopefully the front of the neck is still pretty relaxed. Great, relax, bring your head back to center, and then bring your right ear over to your right shoulder, and then roll your head to the left. Come back to the long neck feeling of reaching up through the crown of the head, the chin tucks, and then you're gonna press the left side of the head into the mat. Take a deep breath in and relax, unwinding the head back to center. Go ahead and bring the heels of your hands out to your temples and give your temples a little bit of a rub in a circle. If you feel like you want to rub your cheeks in circles and your jaw, feel free to do that. Maybe even the forehead. And then if you are making the time to rest today, you can go ahead and lay out flat or with props and relax or meditate, whatever you choose to do. If you're ready to move on with your day, roll over to one side or rock up and sit up. I almost didn't make it, but I did. Whichever you're choosing today, whether that's to relax or meditate or to keep going with the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so proud of you for moving your body, and I hope you continue to move your body with kindness and love as you go about the rest of your day.